82% of the time, I'm hoping that you're up and you're achieving and you're happy and you're moving forward.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Welcome back to the program, and welcome back to these mini-sodes it's a series, and we're calling them the Principles of Prosperity. This comes from a question that I get asked often from those that I coach, because I refer to the Principles of Prosperity, and every once in a while somebody says, well, so are these actual principles? Like, is there an actual list? Yes, there is. And we're sharing those. I'm sharing those with you over the past couple of weeks and in the weeks to come. If you have not done so already, I encourage you to go back and at least listen to the introductory episode that talked a little bit about where these come from. And we are on principle number 7 today. But before I get to that, I want to remind you that we're sponsored by Now Software, a great company helping you to, focus on the things that you love most. And I'm going to talk about what that means in just a moment. But for now, go to anow.com, and when you want to try this out, folks, it's 30% off for the first 3 months. You simply have to use the coupon code podcast30. That's PODCAST 30. All right, we're on to principle number 7. Again, these don't come in any particular order. One is not necessarily more important than the other. This one is a pretty big driving force in my life, and I try to make decisions that will help me to utilize this principle as best as I can. The principle is people thrive when they love what they do. People thrive when they love what they do. Now, let me pause here first and tell you what this is not, okay? This is not The Secret. This is not some of these gurus who believe that you can get up every day and just be completely passionate about life, and that's just, if you're not, then there's something wrong. I believe also in the yo-yo principle. It's not a principle of prosperity, but it is a principle that I shared in my Go Create Some Value workshop, where I gave you permission to be up and down, right? A yo-yo only works if it goes down, because otherwise you're just holding it in your hand, right? So the idea of a yo-yo is it goes down, and because it goes down, it comes back up. I think humans have to be the same way. There has to be opposition in all things. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have stressful situations. You're going to get turned into your state board. You're going to have somebody quit on you. You're going to make a really dumb mistake on an appraisal. You're going to be out there and you're going to be measuring a property in Ovid, Idaho, and it's going to be spring, and the sun is going to hit the metal roof that you're measuring, and a big bunch of snow is going to slide off and go down the back of your neck. That will happen. Well, maybe not necessarily that, but life happens, right? So I'm not telling you that you need to be passionate and joyous every day. But I also believe in what I call the 82% rule. 82% of the time, I'm hoping that you're up and you're achieving and you're happy and you're moving forward. The principle, again, is people thrive when they love what they do. I believe this wholeheartedly. And I know what some of you are thinking. Dustin, this is an appraisal podcast. Are you telling me I'm supposed to love appraisal? Actually, yes. And I'll tell you how in just a minute. I want to pause here and remind you of a great company that's allowing you to focus on what you love doing. Now, most of us don't love crunching numbers. We just don't. We don't love taking data and manipulating it. Now, analyzing it, maybe, right? Or spending time educating some homeowner as we're walking through their property about what they can do to increase the value of their home. I love those kind of things, right? I can do more of that when I do less of the other. And Now Software allows me to be able to focus on what's right and good so that I don't have to worry about the other stuff. Anow.com is where you go, and for 30% off the first 3 months, use the coupon code podcast30. Again, it's anow.com, podcast30. Welcome back to the program, each and every one of you. We're talking today about the principle of prosperity, number 7. It is people thrive when they love what they do. Let me tell you what this means to me. Folks, if you were to be asked this question, Dustin, or insert your name here. Dustin, if you could do anything in the world for work and money was not an issue, what would you do? Now, some of you think that questions like that are stupid because, really, I would be an astronaut. I would dunk basketballs for the NBA. Things that maybe aren't even possible, right? But I want you to just allow yourself to let go and be free for a second and ask yourself the question, if you could do anything, what would it be? Now, let me be clear. I'm also a realist, right? I'm not saying, well, then go for it. You can achieve anything. You know what? I'm not going to be president of the United States. It might be fun, maybe for a day or two. I'm not going to be president of the United States. That's not been my path in life. I didn't go to Yale. I didn't have a political background. I don't have those connections, right? Not that I couldn't achieve something amazing if I put my mind to it, but that's not the point. The point is we need to be real about this as well. And I'm not talking about a particular job. I'm talking about a passion for something that you love. And this comes back to my question. Dustin, this is an appraisal-related podcast. Really? You're passionate about appraisals? And the answer is no, I'm not. But if I were to be asked the question, if I could do anything in this world, and money was not a factor, what would it be? I do not even hesitate with my answer. I would teach. I love teaching. I absolutely get a thrill over preparing material and presenting it to people, and most importantly, watching their lives change because of it. I love it. It's why I do what I'm doing right now. It's why I'm the appraiser coach. It's why I taught public school for a while. I love the opportunity to teach. So let's now roll this into the bigger question. And that is this idea, by the way, this comes from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. He talks about the bus analogy. And the bus analogy is that you get the right people on the bus being your business, the wrong people off the bus, and the right people in the right seats on the bus, meaning you put people where they're passionate. If somebody is not passionate about customer service, they're not going to do a good job at it. If they're not passionate about data entry, they're not going to do well at it. Now, some of you might say, really, Dustin, passionate about data entry? Yes! I've got people in my office who absolutely love data entry, and that's what they do all day long, and they love it. I'm not kidding you. They don't like it, they love it. That's the idea. And the same principle is true with you. In appraisal, let's say you decide to stick with appraisal. Are there aspects of the appraisal process that can speak to your passion? For me, yes. It's the inspection side. Or the marketing side. I love getting up in front of a group of realtors and presenting, to them and helping to answer their questions. But it's going through the properties and have the homeowner ask me, well, what do you think? What can I do to make my value higher? Those kind of opportunities to educate are what I'm passionate about. So the principle is that people thrive when they do what they love. Find what you love. And it may not be any aspect of appraisal. I wouldn't ask you to go to that extreme without first exploring the first question. Are there something about appraisal that you could be passionate about? And thus utilize the last principle number 6, success is accelerated when you surround yourself with others. Use that principle to delegate all the other crappy parts of appraisal so that you can focus on what you love, and I guarantee you're going to be more successful because of it. By the way, some people call this their mission in life. What is your mission in life? Design your work around that mission. Some people attribute this to, I think it's Abraham Lincoln. I don't know whether he actually said this or not, but some say, find what you're passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life. I kind of agree with that. People thrive when they love what they do. Folks, if you want to learn more about what I do and more about designing your life appropriately, I would encourage you to be a part of our All-Star team for $49 a month, folks. I can't even start to tell you, because I want to keep these under 10 minutes, how insane it is that this is only $49 a month. All the value that you received. All I can say is go to my website, go to the memberships tab, check it out. You'll be blown away with how much access you have. For $49 a month. It's the All-Star team, and you can find it at theappraisercoach.com.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.